What is up, everyone? So, a couple weeks ago, it was confirmed that Jamie Foxx will be returning as Electro in Tom Holland's third Spider-Man movie. This just lends to the credibility after J.K. Simmons reprising his role as J. Jonah Jameson in the post-credit scene of Spider-Man Far From Home, that they're trying to set up a Into the Spider-Verse live-action movie, bringing in Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. Now, there have been rumors about them coming back to a Spider-Man movie ever since Into the Spider-Verse came out, with people saying, wouldn't it be cool if... And it seemed little more than a rumor. And as the third movie got closer, people kept repeating the rumor more and more, and it seemed to just be a rumor. Indeed, just sort of a, wouldn't it be cool if sort of thing. But it seems to be getting more and more solid. And it kind of seems like that's the thing that's going to happen. But not only that, but it's been reported that Kraven the Hunter is going to be in the movie. And Kraven the Hunter and Norman Osborn and the King, maybe the Kingpin and the Scorpion. And already people are thinking, oh gosh, this is going to be the third Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie and The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Which, if you remember... and more than likely you do, those movies were known for being stuffed with too many villains. Now, you have to wonder, is it going to be the same thing with the third Tom Holland movie? Is it going to be like, oh man, they did it again? And there's a very real reason to have that fear. But I don't think that's the case. The reason being is because Kevin Feige is involved in this one. Although it's just conjecture, I can only imagine that the villain thing happened in the Tobey Maguire third Spider-Man movie because at that point Kevin Feige was working on trying to set up the MCU, or the first couple films, and he got less involved. In fact, the last non-MCU Marvel movie he was involved with was The Amazing Spider-Man. So, yeah, his input was less and less prevalent as the MCU began to grow. Now, why his involvement gives me hope is this. The complaint has been that there were too many villains in the third Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie and the second Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movie. That there were too many characters being juggled and everybody was vying for screen time. Kevin Feige's great strength has been Ensemble Movies. He's known which creatives and collaborators to choose to make those possible. This was first demonstrated in the first Avengers movie. There were so many heroes, and nobody ever really felt like they pushed the other out of the way. They all kind of got their moment to shine. And this was done in every subsequent Avengers movie. It didn't, maybe some focused a little bit more, but it never felt like, oh, this is just so-and-so's movie. The other people are sort of ancillary characters. In fact, kind of the opposite happened with the third Captain America movie. Some people have referred to that as Avengers 2.5, and there's a good reason. It feels kind of like a smaller scale Avengers sequel than it does a Captain America movie. And I totally see the validity of that argument. So, what my thing is, I think it could be reasoned that if Kevin Feige knows how to pull together an ensemble movie with several protagonists, don't you think it's within the realm of possibility he would know how to bring in multiple antagonists and have the story function and be cohesive? And in fact, he knows, another point to add to this is that in Endgame, there were original talks about bringing in the Dark Elves from Thor in the Dark World, just to be like, hey, remember them? But they couldn't figure out the story thread, like, why are they here? And so, yeah, I believe that he knows the balancing act of like cutting the fat and what really propels the story forward and what is a core mechanic of the story that they're trying to tell. Now, Sony does have more input on this, then that's just part of the deal. They can say, hey, we want this to happen or this to happen. And that's how they share joint custody of Spider-Man with Marvel and Disney. So who knows? Maybe they'll fudge it up. But they're in ties with Kevin Feige because he knows how to do something that maybe they knew how to do at first, but they kind of lost their way. Otherwise, they wouldn't be in this deal to begin with. So this is why I'm not too worried about overcrowding villains in the third Tom Holland Spider-Man movie. But we'll just have to wait and see, and hopefully that'll be the big event of the summer, and we can just put all this COVID nonsense behind us. Peace.